What is going on, you guys? What is going on, you guys? Thank you guys for tapping in once again. This is a late night post. You know, I essentially was just kind of looking at the feedback from the last video and wanted to create a follow-up video. All right. I had a question where someone asked about the administrative process and essentially how to put those letters together. Now, I do have the letters in my Complete That guide, so you can definitely take a look at that. That'll be down below in the description. Whenever you're seeing this, if you're seeing this before the 1st of January, there is a deal where you can get the Complete That guide for only 25 bucks. But after the 1st of January, it's not going to be 25 bucks. You know what I mean? So if you're seeing this after the fact, it's not that in price anymore. All right. But what I'm going to talk to you guys about is essentially like the debt validation letters, and more importantly, like how to communicate with the debt collectors and how you can utilize ChatGPT to pretty much write your letters. Okay. So let me go ahead and share my screen real quick, man. I kind of already started for real, but let me just go ahead and just do the prompt that I initially did so that you kind of understand what it is that I am doing. And we'll just go from there. Let me see. So first things first, man, let me do this. It kind of already has something up there, but you can just, as a matter of fact, we'll just go based off this. Boom. What I put in here was create me a notice acceptance letter, a notice of acceptance letter to Capital One. Please write in the English language. You don't have to put the please write in the English language, but you know, it kind of did it for me. Now, this is what chat pulled up. All right, your name, your address, city number, blah, 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 Capital One. Give me 1 second. It says, I am writing to formally acknowledge and accept the terms outlined in your communication dated. So you go ahead and put the date. This letter serves as my official notice of acceptance regarding this coupon, this payment arrangement, and essentially any other extra information you think you should add here, like the endorsed coupon, I've endorsed it, any other identifying information that you'll want to add, details of acceptance, account number, offer agreement terms, and effective date. Okay. The effective date is not really important. Offer agreement and terms, just kind of reviewing this, briefly outline the terms of the offer or agreement you are accepting. What I would say is just to say, hey, look, man, please, I'm accepting this for value. Please have my account affect the ledgering of said tender. So it'll go a little something like that. All right. So you want to put the company on notice. You want to let them know that, hey, look, I submitted the coupon. You feel me? So I'm just letting you know that I'm accepting it. I accept it for value. All right. God daggone Discord keep going off. Okay. So boom, that's the notice of acceptance. All right. Now let's just say the company says, hey, look, man, you know, you can't do this. Okay. So now you want to challenge the contract. And how you would challenge the contract will be through a conditional acceptance. Now let's see if ChatGPT knows how to do a conditional acceptance. Hey chat, can you create me a conditional acceptance letter to Capital One? Let's see how they do it. I'll let you know if it's a good conditional acceptance letter. Okay, bet. So boom. Subject, conditional acceptance. Dear Capital One, or to whom it may concern, I'm writing in response to your correspondence dated on blank regarding blank. All right. While I appreciate your communication, I hereby extend my conditional acceptance of your proposal subject to the following clarifications and terms. Number one, your condition one. All right. I conditionally accept this offer if you can provide a proof of claim that such and such and such and such. Okay. I conditionally accept this offer if you can provide this disclosure. Okay. I will conditionally accept this offer if you can provide blank. All right. And you can put as many conditions here. What I would recommend, let's see if chat knows. What are some conditions that I can have companies, Capital One, add? What can I have? What are some conditions that I can have Capital One? What are some conditions for Capital One? One, according to the Truth in Lending Act. Let's see. Let's see what it does. All right. So all of this stuff here, okay? You can essentially ask or put this here, and they must provide this. Okay. Do I want to break down like each one of these? Just to give you an example, and I think ChatGPT did a really good job of like pulling this up, but you have a right to ask for disclosures for all of this in order for you to pay a bill. And me just looking at this like by itself, clear disclosure of the APR, provide the exact APR, including interest rates, fees associated with the loan or credit product, disclosure of finance charges. All finance charges, including interest, origination fees, service fees, must be itemized and disclosed up front. Loan or credit terms. The terms of the loan or credit agreement, such as repayment schedule, payment amounts, and any penalties for late payments or prepayment must be clearly stated. Right of rescission for certain types of loans like home equity loans or refinancing. You have a 3-day right to cancel after signing the agreement without penalty. Ensure this right is offered if applicable. Detailed explanation of variable rates. If the loan or credit product has a variable interest rate, the lender must explain how the rate is calculated, the frequency of changes, any limit on rate increases. No undisclosed fees or penalties. All fees, including annual fees, overlimit fees, and penalty fees, must be disclosed in the agreement. Truthful advertising and offers. Any promotional materials or advertisements, including low APR, zero interest offers, must be accurately reflected in the terms and condition of the credit product. Credit billing rights. For credit cards, consumers must be informed about their rights under the Fair Credit Billing Act, including how to dispute billing errors. Total cost of loan or credit. The total amount you will pay over the life of the loan, including the principal and interest, must be disclosed. No hidden charges on payment methods. TILA prohibits undisclosed fees for specific payment methods such as electric payments or mailed checks. Okay? It says possible conditions for Capital One. If you believe any of these disclosures or practices have not been met, you can include the following conditions. Request full disclosures of all fees, charges, and terms in compliance with the Truth in Lending Act. Ask for clarification on the calculation of the APR and the finance charges. Demand written assurance that the agreement adheres to the Truth in Lending Act requirements. Require confirmation that any promotional offers are compliant with Truth in Lending advertisement standards, and insist on documentation of your right of rescission if applicable. By citing these conditions, you protect yourself and ensure Capital One meets its obligations under the Truth in Lending Act. Let me know if you like me to draft a letter incorporating these letters. Please draft a letter for me. Okay, boom. Do it for you just like that. You know what I mean? Let it do its thing. Let it do its thing. And again, I'm not sitting here going to say that this is a perfect way to essentially put together this conditional acceptance. I'll always tell you to get consult an attorney. I'll always tell you to do your own due diligence. I always tell you to go look up this information yourself. And I always tell you to just make sure you understand or understand the law before you do any of this stuff. Okay? Now, again, you can ask for all of these things. Okay? I will kind of write my letter a little bit different. Okay? And that is listed in my school, but this letter is pretty solid. Okay? Now, when you do a conditional acceptance, you're essentially saying, hey, I'll accept this offer if you can show all of this documents to me and any other documentary evidence needed in order to prove that this is an actual debt. Okay? So that's a conditional acceptance. Even, they're aggressive. Please provide written confirmation that the above conditions are met within a reasonable time frame, 14 days. If any terms require further clarification or adjustment, I am willing to discuss them to reach a mutual agreement. Thank you for your attention to this matter. I trust we can resolve these conditions promptly. Look forward to your timely response. Do not hesitate to contact me at blank number, okay? Or my address. Again, you can come in here and you can tell ChatGPT to be more aggressive. You can tell ChatGPT to be more short and concise. But however, ChatGPT is a very powerful system, very smart system, and it's probably much stronger than Google. Okay, or as a matter of fact, it uses Google and even more like search or search engines. Okay, so that's the conditional acceptance. We just went over a notice of acceptance. The notice of acceptance is like typically like what you would send in correlation with the coupon. Hey, look, man, I accept this coupon for value. And again, you can put it in ChatGPT. Say, hey, can you create me this letter? So that's one. Then two, they'll come back and may say, hey, you can't do this. So basically, you send them a letter and tell them to provide a proof of claim on these, all of this information here, and also at the same time, like the transparency on the credit use. You know how you can essentially pay for your credit. That's also should be disclosed as well. Okay. Now remember, if you send this to them and they are missing any information or they're not providing everything that they need to provide, then they'll be violating 15 USC 1611. You know what I mean? Is that simple. If they give any false or inaccurate information or fails to provide information which he is required to disclose under the provisions of the subchapter, then essentially, you know, it says shall be fined not more than 5,000 or imprisoned not more than 1 year. Okay. So this is a criminal liability if you ask them for something that they are required to give and they don't give it to you, or they fake like they can't give it to you. You feel me? So that's the conditional acceptance. You know what I mean? Sorry if I'm going through this quick, but now I want to dive into the debt validation. Debt validation is, you know what I mean? Create me a debt validation letter. Create me a debt validation letter. And please ask for, well, let's just do create me a debt validation letter to Capital One. I don't even know if I'm spelling Capital One right. So boom, I'm writing regarding a debt that you have communicated with me. This is associated with the account number. Put the account number in accordance with my right under the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act 15 U.S.C. 1692. I'm requesting validation of debt. I'm not refusing to pay. However, I would like to ensure that this debt is valid and that I'm the rightful party obligated to pay it. To validate the debt, please provide the following information. Proof that I owe this debt, a copy of this original agreement, signed or contract establishing this debt, documentation showing the amount of debt and clear breakdown of fees and interest, proof of your authority to collect this debt, evidence that Capital One has legal standing to collect this debt, any agreements, transfers, assignments that demonstrate your rights as a creditor or collection agency, details of the original creditor, the name and address of the original creditor, proof that the original debt has not been settled, forgiven, or otherwise resolved. You feel me? Verification of the statute of limitations. Confirmation of the date of the last activity or payment on this account to ensure the debt is not time barred under the applicable statute of limitations. Okay? Until these items are provided and the debt is fully validated, I request all collection efforts cease, including reporting this debt to the credit bureau as required by the FDCPA. An additional request. If this debt is found to be invalid, incomplete, or unverifiable, I kindly ask that you provide written confirmation that the debt will be removed from my records and any credit reporting agencies. Thank you for your cooperation. Please respond to this request in 30 days as outlined by the law, and I look forward for your prompt response. Okay? So, and it even gives you instructions. Replace placeholders. Send this letter via certified mail with a return receipt for proof of delivery. It gives you the instructions. It tells you everything you needed to do. Now, let's just say you wanted to make this more solid. Any other like information that you have in regards to consumer law, debt itself, anything else you want to include, can you include a piece about 192? Let's see. Certainly. So basically do the same exact thing. It's even going to break down House Joint Resolution 192. Wow, that's literally crazy. It's literally crazy how we'll literally write all this stuff out there for you. Okay? Wow. Let's just read that part. Additionally, I reference House Joint Resolution 192 passed on June 5th, 1933, which suspended the gold standard and disallowed creditors from demanding payment in gold or any equivalent currency. This resolution emphasizes that debts can only be satisfied by lawful tender as recognized by the United States government. As such, I am requesting that you demonstrate that this alleged debt is valid, lawful, and collectible under the statutes governing obligations and financial instruments. Wow. All in a debt validation letter. Okay. Now, imagine if you took some of these letters, sent it along with your coupon. Imagine if you took any of this, and this is a very simplified debt validation letter. You feel me? You can really make it even more stronger. You can add what's called the debt disclosure. Hey, can you create me a debt disclosure for Capital One? So this is something else that you can add. Debt disclosure. Please add space for them to fill out. I'm kind of just going even more to see if they'll actually do it. Yep. So again, you can take all of this and copy and paste, put this in a Word document, print it out, sign it. And again, this is not legal advice. All right. You guys take a look at this and essentially govern yourself accordingly. Okay. You can also have it create a second letter. And the second letter will be a fault and dishonor letter. All right. Can you create me a fault and dishonor letter? Sorry, all caps. Okay. You dig me? So now I created the fault and dishonor letter. And then now let's say, hey, can you create me the default notice to as well? And if you like, you can go ahead and either slow this down, pause it, take pictures, right? Or you can just go on ChatGPT, open AI, and do what I just did. I just created the whole administrative process in less than 20 minutes. All right, now you just make sure you do your due diligence so that you understand this stuff. You can even go to the effect of asking ChatGPT to explain, the administrative process to you. You can ask ChatGPT to give you a plan for these letters. Tell me what to do next. Okay. Can you instruct me on the steps so I can carry this out? You know what I mean? I can't sit here and say that all of this is going to be perfect. You get what I'm saying? So this is particularly talking about the default notice, but it's going to give you instructions on how to do this. AI is powerful. And, I use ChatGPT for my clients. I use this when I want to learn more about consumer law. I ask it questions. And, so if you're a person that say, hey, look, I need this, I need that. Can I get the template? You know what I mean? ChatGPT will do it for you. You know what I mean? Now, you may need to understand the process. You may need to know, like, what to do next, or when you do get, like, letters to understand, like, what will be your next steps. But ChatGPT literally just did it all for you. You know what I mean? All I did was type a couple of questions, asked it to do a couple of things for me, and the work is done. All right, you may need some letters in between, but this is why it's super important for you to understand the laws that back up the debt validation process, which is in the FDCPA. All right. Now, in the complete debt guide, I have my own personal letters, and if you cut my letters and use ChatGPT, you can be able to formulate your own letters. You'll be able to fully understand the administrative process. And I love the fact that instead of me sitting up here trying to write up a letter for you guys and show you guys how to write letters, I love that there's an AI technology that I can literally go type it in and it'll write it for me in 10 seconds. Please, guys, take advantage of this stuff. Okay? This stuff is not only just for show, but you can actually use this stuff to get results. Okay? You can ask it questions. This is probably 10 times better than Google. All right? Now, after all of this, if you still need help, down below I have the complete debt guide. You feel me? It's only $25 for today, all the way until the 1st. Check it out. I pretty much have my all methods of discharge. I have my templates in there, you know, my letters and things that I personally use. And anybody who were to tap into the complete that guide will also get access to my school community, where there's testimonials and people who've gotten results on $50,000 debt. And you know, if I were you, whether or not you decide to get started, if this is something that you're interested in doing, definitely get comfortable with hopping on ChatGPT, asking it the questions that you'll probably ask me. You know what I mean? But it's okay. I'm fine with coming here and doing it for you guys and making the videos. You feel me? But other than that, man, that's what I got for you guys. Just wanted it to be real quick, man. Wanted to tap in with you guys too. I hope everybody's doing amazing. You know, if you're brand new, go ahead and click the subscribe button, like my video, and then down below, comment what else you want to learn. Okay? If it's going to be credit repair, debt discharge, if it's how to get to 100K in 2025, or, you know, if you just want me to talk about life and motivation, drop it down in the chat, man. Thank you guys for tapping into this video. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next one.